How long until I'm good enough to perform? This is a comment that I receive on my YouTube videos so often, and I always think this is a trick question. But we're going to be looking at this question in more depth today and looking at how you can start performing as soon as possible. Hello everyone, I'm Christy Lynn, and if you're an aspiring harpist or a harpist, this is the place to be, so make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that bell icon to be notified when I post new harp-related videos every Thursday. So why do I think that this is a trick question? Well, I think that being good enough is a lie. I spoke about a similar thing in my previous video where I talked about being talented enough to be a good harpist. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link that up in the cards. But basically, I don't think this is the main aim of performing. I think that the main aim of performing is about sharing your music with other people and blessing them and spreading joy. So if you agree that music is about spreading joy, then put a comment down below and just type the word joy, and we'll see how many of us think similarly about this topic. So being perfect isn't the main aim, but you do need to feel well prepared for a performance. So let's look at what will impact the time it takes to be prepared for a performance. The first thing would be how long you play for, and that would affect how many pieces you need to have ready. This would depend on the event and what's required of you. And then also the difficulty of the piece will affect how long it takes for you to be ready. So if you're just going to play one simple piece, that's going to be a lot easier to prepare than if you have to play for half an hour or for an hour. And then also it depends on whether it's a low or high pressure situation. That's going to impact how ready you need to feel and how prepared, like whether you need to have everything off by heart and it's super high pressure, there's a bride watching you and this is like the most important moment of her life, or whether it's just a meal with friends and it's really low pressure and you can just do one piece. So if it's a super low pressure event and you just do one simple piece, I think you could be ready to perform in just a few weeks. Someone was making a big noise outside, so I went and made some tea in the meantime. So let's look at some tips on what you can do to get ready to perform as soon as possible. Now, the first thing is that you need to build your repertoire with easy enough pieces that you can be confident and play them fluently. So we've spoken in a previous video about choosing pieces that are too difficult for you. So you can have a look at that if you think that might be you. It's don't fall into this trap as a self-taught harpist. And if you're working on beautiful but simple pieces right from the beginning, then it doesn't have to take very long at all to have a repertoire that's big enough for many different types of performances. So if you're interested in building a repertoire with those easy but beautiful pieces, then maybe you'll be interested in the sheet music that I've been writing recently, and with that specific goal in mind. So they are listed on my website, but I've also been releasing a new beautiful but easy piece every month to my sheet music club. Maybe you'd like to be a part of that. You can join through my Patreon page, so I'll put a link to that in the cards as well. Maybe we'll have you over there to join us. Then another thing is you can apply helpful practice techniques and strategy. That will help you get ready sooner. So I'm going to make a video, just put it in the comments below if you're interested in this, a video about helpful practice techniques, because I think that can really speed up the time it takes to be ready for a performance. Then the next thing is being able to deal with nerves and facing your fears. I spoke about this in another video about being anxious to perform, so have a look at that. And then also, it's not only about practicing the piece, but practicing being comfortable performing. So the best thing to do for that is to perform often. Make sure you're taking every tiny little opportunity to perform, even when it's really informal, whether it's just for your family. Look for those low pressure performance opportunities and create them. Invite your friends over for dinner, and then maybe don't even tell them beforehand if you don't want to build too much pressure, but just have your harp sitting there and maybe they'll ask you to play. And yeah, just create those performance opportunities, even if it's just in asking your husband to come in from the next room and stand and watch you. The more you do those kind of things that make you feel a little bit nervous, the less nervous you'll feel whenever that opportunity happens. Oh, one more thing about performance opportunities, make sure that you're a part of a harp circle, because other harpists are one of the most encouraging audiences when we're learning and we kind of know what it feels like to be scared to play in front of other people. That can be a really great encouraging environment. So if you don't have a harp circle in your area, like me, maybe you'd like to be a part of my virtual harp circle, because we have a video chat once a month and we have the opportunity to perform for each other, but then also we just encourage each other, we share resources and all that kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, that's also through my Patreon page. I'll link it up there, and you can join our virtual harp circle and meet harpists all around the world and have low pressure opportunities to perform. Back to the question of being good enough to perform, I have another question for you. Don't you like to listen to simple but beautiful music? I think many of us do. So it doesn't need to be complex. You don't need super skills to be able to perform. You just need to find beautiful but simple music and be able to play it fluently and feel confident in that. And I think it's really going to impact the people around you. So I think it really helps to perform early on in your harp journey, not to wait until this unknown day in the future when you're going to be perfect. I don't know if we ever feel like we've reached that point, but rather just to start performing as soon as possible. I believe in you. You can do it. So if you have found this video encouraging, maybe you know another harpist who would benefit from watching this video. So make sure you share this video with them, and also make sure you subscribe to this channel and click that bell icon, because apparently that's the only way we get notified about videos these days. Subscribing is apparently not enough. And then every time I put up a new video, you'll be notified, and I'll see you again next week, Thursday. Bye!